The left has their talking points. They're going to sit there until they're blue in the face, and they're going to tell you there is no evidence. There is no evidence at all that Hunter Biden did anything wrong or that anything could have possibly have been linked back to Pops. So this is their narrative, and they're going to keep repeating it and repeating it, just like they keep repeating that the economy is doing great. The economy is doing great. There is no inflation. Yeah, nobody buys that, just like nobody buys the idea that Hunter was totally not doing anything wrong and Dad didn't know anything about it. Yeah, right. Okay, but take a look at Jim Comer. He gets kind of nasty with this reporter who's extremely nasty with him. Watch.
Mr. Chairman, what evidence do you have that either as vice president or as president, Joe Biden used his political office in any way to benefit either Hunter or James Biden's business deal?
We have evidence that Joe Biden met with the Chinese
But what
officials.
specific actions did he take
We've
as
had
a public
several
official?
people already testify.
But what action? How is AmeriCorps helped? How is this Chinese business helped by the fact that Joe Biden was vice president?
So let me ask you a question. You mentioned AmeriCorps Health. Does anyone in here question whether or not that was influence peddling? Does anyone question that?
I think there's a lot of questions about it, sir, because there was no evidence that Joe Biden did anything.
He got $200,000 from
what did he do
and
as
the
a public
evidence
official?
that Joe Biden, that Jim
Didn't
Biden
those
said,
checks-
no, listen.
He wasn't vice president at the time those checks were
You
passed.
can defend Joe Biden
I'm not
all day
defending him,
long.
I'm
You
asking
can defend
you
Joe Biden.
to back up your
You can
evidence.
be on his legal defense team. Kevin Morris will probably pay your legal bills if you want.
You're not answering my question.
No, I am answering your question. You don't understand what we've said over and over and over. Joe Biden took $200,000
Was he vice
directly
president
from
at the time that
AmeriCorps Health.
$200,000 check was put through?
The what?
He was a private citizen at the time that $200,000 check went through, was he not?
The $40,000.
The $200,000 check, which you've cited twice.
So
now,
it's okay.
Was he a public official at the time?
So do you have a problem that Joe Biden's lied about this? Do you have a problem that AmeriCorps
I don't have
Health
any evidence that he's
booked
lied about
investors?
it. I'm asking you, what specific action did he take as a public official, an elected public official, that led to those businesses benefit? If you have that evidence, sir, present it.
Calm down. It's okay.
No,
it's okay. All the angry liberals and what you're saying, they'll be all right. Okay. All right, listen.
Yeah, why don't you go join Joe Biden's legal team? That's a good place for you, buddy. Look, so it got a little bit heated there. So I'm gonna help James Comer out right now. And I want to listen up because he should have just owned that guy. But before we do that, remember where they're coming from, okay? I told you, they got a talking point and they're just sticking to it. And this is all they're going with. Oh, no evidence here. Oh, and Republicans should be embarrassed that they're even bringing this impeachment inquiry forward. That's what Representative Connolly had to say on what I call state TV. That would be MSNBC just today. Watch them.
Yeah, there are Republicans who want to give up this quest as quickly as possible because they believe it's further eroding their credibility in an already threatened majority. And that, frankly, there's no there, and everybody knows that. And it's just going to make them at some point look silly and shrill. The ideologues, of course, want to pursue it. And so you've got that kind of dichotomy in the Republican caucus. But at the end of the day, I mean, from a political point of view, go ahead and have a public hearing. We welcome it. We believe that a very strong case could be made that there is absolutely no evidence or connection between the business activities of Hunter Biden and his father.
Well, okay, you keep telling yourselves that. Just like Dan Goldman, he's like the mouthpiece, okay? This is the guy represented from New York. And, you know, when they're in doubt, they trot out Mr. Goldman, and he just keeps regurgitating these talking points ad nauseum. It's good to know what they are. Big believer in hearing all sides. You know that. And I'm out there scouting for the best of so that you know where they're coming from, because what I'm about to say after we hear from Mr. Goldman is going to blow you away. Let's cue the tape. Representative Goldman giving us the spiel.
Brief. I want to be very clear. That first hour of this much anticipated testimony was the nail in the coffin to what is a complete bogus and sham impeachment inquiry. Not only were they unable to show any connection between Hunter Biden's business and President Biden, but Hunter Biden gave very detailed and clear explanations as to what his arm's length business transactions were with private parties in foreign countries who are investors and business people, like many people would have. He went through a laundry list of board seats and jobs that he has had over his 30-year career after he left Yale Law School, and he withstood
like he deserved to go to Yale.
Inappropriate attacks even in the first hour. So it is not simply there's no connection to the president, which we've known all along and which was made clear again, but there is a very understandable, coherent business explanation for every single thing that they asked for. And now that all of this China stuff or Romania or Kazakhstan is clearly baseless and bogus, the only thing that the Republicans have left are these Burisma allegations.
Oh, well, the thing is, those Burisma allegations are kind of a big deal. I mean, I'm just saying, they're kind of a major deal. In fact, I would remind Mr. Goldman and Connolly and the rest of them that actually they're the kind of the whole deal.